This is the story of David and Goliath.
It all started when there was a wicked king, Saul, who did not obey the commandments of the Lord. The Lord told the prophet Samuel that he would show him the next king.
So the Lord sends him to Jesse. And Jesse has 8 sons.
A whole bunch of sons.
The prophet Samuel saw the 7 sons. He said, "Are these all the sons?"
I have the youngest, and he's out, like, feeding sheep. Or something.
Out in
out
the
in
field
the
or
field.
something.
And when the prophet Samuel sees David, he knows that this is the one that the Lord has chosen. The prophet Samuel anoints David with a horn of oil.
During Saul's entire time as king, the Philistines and the Israelites battled.
David was the youngest son of Jesse of Bethlehem.
And unlike his brothers, he stayed behind from the war to tend to the sheep.
Okay, Katrina, describe the appearance of David.
Okay, well, I imagine David had quite a few sheep with him.
See a tiny guy? No, he looked like you.
Looks like me?
A good-looking guy.
Good-looking guy.
It was nice.
Now, it says ruddy. Ruddy's good, right? It means like you're like healthy.
Yeah, it means rosy, like rosy cheeks, you know?
David was strong.
Now the Philistines gathered together their armies to battle, and Saul set the battle in array against the Philistines. And the Philistines stood on the one side, and Israel stood on the other side.
And there went out a champion out of the camp of the Philistines, named Goliath of Gath.
So the Philistines had this huge army. Goliath was probably the biggest.
How tall was Goliath?
6 cubits and a sand.
Goliath is 9 feet and 6 inches. Let's see how this compares to an ordinary-sized man. Here we go. Say hello, Matthew. Matthew is an ordinary-sized man.
Did Goliath wear armor?
Daddy.
Goliath's coat of arms was about the weight of my wife.
I'm sorry.
And he's wearing all this brass armor, which means he's kind of reddish yellow colored, gleaming in the sunlight in the valley of wherever they are on the other side of the mountain.
And the staff of his spear was like a weaver's beam, and his spear's head weighed 600 shekels of iron.
The tip of his spear weighed the same weight as 1.5 bags of pure cane sugar.
Tell me what Goliath looked like.
Scary.
He was taunting the Israelites and making fun of them, making fun of their God.
Goliath was mean.
It scared the Israelites.
And he comes sauntering out from the Philistine camp with his little shield bearer guy in front of him, which I'm like, I don't know why a 10-foot dude needs a shield bearer, but okay.
I am Goliath the Philistine.
Come out and fight me one-on-one, you cowards.
Anybody want to fight? Anybody want to fight?
Yeah, keep saying it, Goliath. You're awesome.
And he says, hey, you choose your best man to come fight me. Whoever wins gets the other people as slaves.
And the Philistine drew near morning and evening and presented himself 40 days.
David was sent by his father Jesse to go and take some cheese and bread to his brothers who were part of Saul's army at the time.
Hey, David, I want you to take all this food over to your brothers on the battlefield, okay, David?
Okay, lie, there was no sheep. But he brought food for his brothers.
Take now for thy brethren an ephah of this parched corn and these 10 loaves, and run to the camp to thy brethren, and carry these 10 cheeses unto the captain of their 1,000, and look how thy brethren fare, and take their pledge.
But be careful. It's a battle out there. You might get hurt if you get too curious, okay?
Okay, Dad.
So David comes and brings the food.
He was the youngest. His brothers got really mad when he showed up, so I'm going to conclude that he's a pretty small little squirt.
David, why are you here?
I was bringing food. Dad wanted me to give you guys some food.
Oh my gosh, go away. Go away, David. This is a battle. Let the men handle this.
Behold, there came up the champion, the Philistine of Gath.
I defy the armies of Israel this day. Give me a man that we may fight together.
And no one in the Israelite army wanted to fight Goliath because he was so big and so powerful.
Who is that?
It's nobody, David. Just go home.
What's he doing?
Fine. It's just Goliath, okay? He's been at it for like 40 days. He just wants someone to come out and fight him one-on-one.
But he's like, why are you guys scared of Goliath? The Lord is with thee. So the Lord is going to be with whoever goes up against Goliath.
I will fight Goliath.
I could fight him.
No, you can't, David. Go away. You're a kid.
I could fight him.
Fine. Talk to King Saul, okay?
And when the men heard this, they went to King Saul and told him of David, and King Saul sent for David so he could talk with him.
So David, being a boy of faith and courage, went and talked with Saul.
He went to tell Saul, I got this. This isn't a problem. I can kill this man.
But you are a youth. You can't fight the giant.
I have fought a bear and a lion, and the Lord has delivered me from them both. So too shall he deliver us from the hand of this Philistine.
Sweet, you're the man for the job. Here, take my shield and my sword. You can do this, man. You've got this.
And he says, no. No, I can't wear this. I have not tried this, but I know that my sling is awesome.
I'm gonna go to the river and find some smooth stones to use.
Okay, whatever floats your boat. Good luck, man.
Thanks.
Nux.
And David took his staff in his hand and chose him 5 smooth stones out of the brook.
And he took the smooth stones and he put them in his pouch, and then he went out to face Goliath.
You sent this to fight me!
What? Am I a dog that you come out at me with sticks? Stupid Israelite?
And the Philistine said to David,
You're going down.
Come to me, and I will give thy flesh to the fowls of the air and to the beasts of the field.
And David said to the Philistine,
You,
Fight me.
with your strength and your sword, but I come to you in the name of the Lord.
God will help me.
And David put his hand in his bag and took thence a stone and sling it.
And just armed with a sling,
David wound up and launched a rock.
and smote the Philistine in the forehead.
With a loud thud, Goliath fell to the ground.
And David was victorious because the Lord was on his side.
And then he takes out Goliath's sword and chops off his head, which is pretty gruesome if you ask me.
The Philistines were terrified that their champion went down.
The Israelites rejoiced and chased the Philistines.
Run away! Ah!
King Saul made David a soldier in his army. David would one day rule the kingdom. David had saved his people.
Moral of the story:
With the help of the Lord,
you can cut off the head of your own Goliath. Yeah!
The story of David and Goliath is a story about a young man who's not ashamed of his faith and has a strong belief in the protective ability of God.
The Lord looketh on the heart, not on the outward appearance, even though David, as it said, was a beautiful person.
the story of David and Goliath teaches us to trust in the Lord, and that with the Lord nothing is impossible.
No matter how big or scary or real the problems that we face are, we don't need to be afraid. Just like David, we may be small, we may be don't have the same armor or the same training, but we have the Spirit with us, and so we can conquer anything that we face.
When we trust in the Lord and we have faith that He will protect us, guide us through these challenges, then we can, like David, we can win the battle.
Saul's approach to taking on Goliath was to armor him up with all these, kind of worldly things like a sword, shield. But David, his was more of, these are what I have, this is what I know, and I know that with what I can do and the Lord's help, I can overcome. this obstacle?
In my life, I can recall when I, have had to learn new languages or work really hard to get a good grade in class, and then I can remember that I did it with the help of Heavenly Father.
I really like David's example. He was really just someone who was really confident in who he was because he always knew that the Lord would back him up.
When the time came that he was needed and God called upon him, that he was in a place where he could respond and that he could be the leader that he needed to be, that he would soon be the king. And even at the time of battle where he was put forth to fight Goliath, that he was willing to go and do as the Lord had needed him to do. He should not have gone. However, by putting God first and him acknowledging that he had put God first, that he was able to conquer something great.